Okay, let f be a function from V to the field f. Okay, meaning here that f is actually a scalar function. Now, V here, meaning that f takes a set of vectors from, we don't require actually V to be a vector space here. In many cases, V will be a vector space over the field f, meaning that the field are actually what we call, the elements of the field niya are what we call scalars. Okay? So f is a scalar valued function. If f is real, the real number in general, let's not actually just constrain in R3, but our f is still R. Okay? And such that f f is convex. Say, how do you define convex functions in your calculus? Okay, a function is convex if it's, okay, I will not write formally it here, meaning that it is convex if its second derivative does not change in sign. If it's positive, then it's all positive over its a certain domain. Okay? So if it's positive, it's positive tanan. Or if it's negative, then it would be negative in all. So that's a convex function. But how do we visualize, we visualize a convex function? That's what's more important. This function, for example, is not convex. While this function here is convex. This function here is convex. This function is convex. This one is not convex. Okay? So this is not convex. This is convex. This is convex. This is convex. This is not convex. It's as simple as if you take 2 points in the function, on the function, and connect it with the line, dapat it should not intersect with any part of the function. For example, this one here and this one here, or anywhere, any point here, connect that one, this whole line thing will not intersect the function. Nakuha ninyo? Will not intersect the function. But this is, for example, okay ra, dire, no? Dire. But what about here and there? No, here and there. That will intersect the function at this point. Here, right? How about this one? Well, you have this and that one that will intersect here. Okay? And another thing that we, that we impose here to the function, not only convex, is that such that the function must also be continuous at a certain interval. And continuous in a given interval of interest. Let's not be so formal about the definition. And is continuous. No, I will not be taking the old technical definition sa kaning akuan. Basta, it's enough that we know that the function is convex and wala siya putol dito. Well, pwede ba siya nga mo putol? Na siya discontinuity? Okay, let's grab the function this way, no? This is a convex function, right? That's a convex function. Now, if we expand the function f in terms of its, let's just use first, let's just use the function f, let's just limit for now, f is from R to R, no? So meaning, f is, this is f from R to R. Okay. If we take this one, okay, if we take the Taylor series of f of x, take the Taylor series of f of x. What's the Taylor series? About a point x naught, then that would be f of x naught plus partial f over partial x evaluated at x naught, x minus x naught, plus partial squared f over partial x, x squared, x minus x naught squared, plus, 1 over 2 factorial. Okay? Plus, okay, and so on, no? Plus, you have an error term, no? Rn. Here, we take that f is Cn Cn differentiable, is n differentiable. We call that the class Cn function, no? It's n times differentiable. So this is actually what we call the remainder. Okay? But last, no? So as of now, all we need is this. Now, if we take only the first n equals 1, what do we get? If we only require this one to be at x equals, this is n, no? For k, if this is k, for k equals 1, then we stop up to here. And so, for k running from 0 to 1, what do we have? F of x is actually equal to f of x naught plus, okay, partial f of x over partial x naught, x minus x naught. Okay, now problem set. Add this to your problem set. Prove that, okay, this equation, let's call this equation 1. Prove that equation 1 is the equation of the tangent of the line tangent to f of x at x naught. Okay? Prove that this is the equation of the line. Okay? This whole thing here. This is the equation of the line. Of course, you should use a different another, you know. But in general, meaning that this is an approximation of f to the first order. Now, this equation would hold only if we are in the nearby interval. For example, if this is part here, if this is what x naught, where x naught is, then makita ninyo that approximately on this small interval here, approximately f is linear, right? So, this is the wisdom of this equation here. But we know that this is not exactly f. This is, in fact, an approximation of f. No, it's not actually f. We can just call this as f of 1, no? We can think of that as f of 1 if in our notation, no? Up to k equals 1. The more that we go far away from x naught, what do we observe? It becomes the more that we are inaccurate, right? No, notice that this line would go would have this, okay? This line would be that one. Okay? Pag-abot diri, no? Think of this intervals, this part here, no? Here, layo na kayo ang f of x from our f1. No? We can think of this as f1. Now, this is enough. You prove that equation 1 is actually the equation of the tangent line. Okay? In general. Okay. Now, here, what do we want here? We want, okay, our motivation is actually we want, okay, another function, let's say g, okay, such that g is a function of f prime of x. And that, okay, this transformation, okay, and that the transformation from f to g, okay, now there is a what we call a bijection such that f and g are 1 to 1, meaning f and g is a bijection. Okay. Now, this is actually difficult to do. Why? Because if g is a function of the derivative of f, we know that every time we derive, we are losing some information. So it's actually difficult to have a one-to-one correspondence between this transformation, a one-to-one transformation from f to a function of, no, the moment that you take the derivative, no, the constant vanishes. And in fact, going from the derivative to the original function would actually have a family of curves. Okay? So, muna itong gikuano. So, but we can do this. We know that a bijective mapping, if we have a function, this one, and we want to map this one with another thing, all we can do is actually we can use the line. Okay, if we actually draw a line, if we use the line to transform the function to another type of, murag, think of this as, okay, if we travel to the function and we carry, we are bringing with us a line, no? A line. Whatever is that, no? Let's say a line of this length, no? And then I'm tracing muraganig ane. Okay, we can actually use this tangent line. And how do we do that? Well, okay, suppose this is the function. And, layo na kayo. Okay, let's take this tangent line here. Kana siya. Okay, this is the point x naught. And we know that the equation of the function here, okay, is given by f of x, no, f1 of x is equal to f of x naught plus partial f over partial x evaluated at x naught, x minus x naught. This is the equation of the tangent line. Now, I can actually have a transformation such that I would use this x. No, I want to go from f of x to some function g of x. Well, here, g is actually not, we want g to be f prime of x, but using the composition of function, this will end up to be, we can actually also express g as g of x. No? So, ibig sabihin, since I am on the x, I am on the original nga, I'm on the x coordinates, x space, I'm on the xy space, the same one, then I would need to express g as g of x. Okay? But in general, g is a function of f prime of x. So karon, what would I do is that I'll use this tangent line here. And each of that, okay, in every tangent line, we have a y-intercept. Okay? Now, I would let my g, okay, nakuha ninyo? I would let my g of x as what? I would let my g of x as the y-intercept, okay, as the y-intercept of f1 of x. Again, f1 is the first order approximation of the original function. It's the equation of the tangent line. Okay? So, that's why we have the y-intercept of f1 of x. Okay? At x equals, the y-intercept, meaning that x is equal to 0. Okay? So, what would be this function look like? Then, meaning that g of x is equal to what? f1 of 0, this would be f of x naught, okay, minus x naught partial f over partial x evaluated at x naught. Now, this is actually a special, this is just one. This is just one point. If I'm going to use, in general, actually, I should label the x naught as to any x. For any x then, no, this is at x naught, no, g of x naught, sorry. This is the, okay, g of x naught is, the g is the y-intercept of this function here. So I can make a whole function in terms of this. So sa ato pa, g of x is equal to what? F of x minus x naught partial f, partial f over partial x. This is now my function. And what is this? This is actually what we call, this is what is a Legendre transformation. This one. But again, this is, it's either this, f minus this, or this minus f. No, notice this, unsay nakita ninyo, notice that g of x, in g of x, it appear, okay, Unsay ano na to? Unsay observation? What's the observation here? The observation here is that in g of x, partial f over partial x appears. Right? The first derivative of f appears. So this is actually what we want, because we actually want g of x in g as a function of df over dx. Okay, by requiring that, okay, we now do the transformation. We now do the variable transformation from x to what we call a function of f, derivative of f. So we can just let now, okay.
Also, kung nagpulo sa mga x sa gawa sa
Ang
partial of x, gawa sa partial na x, sir, ba? Gawa sa partial.
asa ang kane
May x sa gawa, sir.
kane
Ito po na nag-represent ng x sa gawa.
di ba, this is y equals to mx plus b. Kane. This is a line. This is equation of tangent line. In fact, this is y equals to, this is m. This is the slope. Right? But this equation is not actually a line. This equation is a, in general, this one is a line. This one is a line. But this equation is not a line. But this equation is based on the curves formed by this line. This family of lines, depending on whatever x naught. If you sweep out x naught to all of x, this will be that one. Okay? Such that the constraint is that it should follow the curve f of x. Okay, so here df over dx appears. Now we can make the change of variables. Let's just use p. P is equal to partial, since f is one variable, so df over dx. So we want now to have a function, okay, okay, we can actually express g as a function of u. In general, okay, to do this, what we have is, okay, we can express then what happens to g. Okay, g of p must be equal to f of x of p. We must replace x as function of p, as composition of functions, minus x of p times p. In short term, f minus x p. Now, actually, we can derive this in a more general sense, no? In a more geometric way. I'll derive this one. This is actually a specific case. No, not a specific case, because in fact, as I've said, we can actually interchange this one. And in physics, the one that would appear is this one minus this one. Okay. Now, okay. Let's look at this one. This is the same graph, no? The same graph. This is a tangent line. Okay. Note that this height is what? F, right? And this is what? This height here is G. This one. Okay. Then we know that this distance here is X. What is the slope from this point to that point? That's just df over dx, tama? Sa ato pa, df over dx is equal to the y. What is the y? F plus the absolute value of g. Because we must take the absolute value. G here is negative. Okay? Over x. So what do we have? X df over dx equals f plus absolute value of g. Then we have this. G is either equal to x df over dx minus f, or g is equal to f minus x df over dx. That's why we can do both the positive and negative because of this. This is a more natural definition of this here. Nakuha? Sabtan niyo? Okay, we have 10 minutes. Okay? by the way, this is a what we call in many cases they put this as a definition. This one, meaning like for example in some books, the definition of Legendre transformation is this. But in this case, in this lecture, I did not put this as a definition. It's not a definition; it's actually a result. That in order to have this one, to have this is a geometric derivation of the Legendre transformation. Okay, meaning that F and G are said to be related by a Legendre transformation. How do we, if this is the case, if this is the transformation equation, then we say that F and G are related by a Legendre transformation. Okay, before we proceed with mechanics, I think you have thermodynamics sa kuwan, diba? Okay, sa thermodynamics, manggod, we have this in du is equal to what? TdS minus PdV. Sa ato pa, in this case, well, if you have a chemical potential, you have a chemical potential here, but let's not add that one here for now. So, sa ato pa, U is a function of what? S and V. Meaning that the internal energy is a function of the entropy and the volume. Now, this is actually the internal energy here. This is an equation holding T and P as constants. My control variable are S and V. Now, what if I want to control, So I can actually shift, no? I can have a function F equals U minus, okay, by the way, what is du? Du is partial U over partial. This is a function of S and V, right? So sa ato pa, this must be the du over partial S, ds plus partial U over partial V, dV. This follows that, okay, let's put this V and this is S. It follows that T is partial U over partial S, taking V as, holding V to be constant, and you have P is equal to what? Minus partial U over partial V, okay, holding S as the entropy as constant. Now, we can actually change variable, and instead of using, we want to use T as the control temperature, control variable. How do we do that? We can have a function F, which is actually U minus Ts. Now, note here that T is, this is actually related by a Legendre transformation. This is F, right? Minus partial, okay, times S. Remember? This one. X dF over dx. Okay? So, tanawa. dF now would be what? du minus TdS minus S dt. But what is du? What's du? T ds minus P dV minus T ds minus S dt. And what do we get here? We have dF equals minus P dV minus S dt. Here, we know now that F is a function of V and T and V. This is what we call the Helmholtz energy. Helmholtz. Free energy. Helmholtz energy. Okay. The internal energy, the Helmholtz energy, these are called thermodynamic potentials. And from Helmholtz energy, you can actually go to the Gibbs free energy. By again, another Legendre transformation. Now, sir, I already showed that this is a Legendre transformation, right? From U to F. And this is, since this is a Legendre transformation, okay, Okay, I think prove the, okay, another prove that, okay, this is this is 1-to-1. Prove that this is 1-to-1. What I want to do here is define a function. Okay, first let's go back to mechanics. What is our Lagrangian? L is a function of what? Q, and T. Q dot. No, it's not only Q and Q dot. No, we know that this is Qi and Q dot I. It's just a shortcut, okay? Meaning, when I say that this is meaning that these are i's actually. No? I want to define a function, okay, I want to define a transformation to another function such that I would express this function as what? Okay? I would express this function, and let's call this function h, such that this function would be equal to q partial L over partial Q dot and T. Okay? It's a function of Q, the slope of L with respect to Q dot, and T. And I would do this using a Legendre transformation. Now, by the way, I only derived this in one, in order to do, this is actually a multivariable function. Well, we can just extend, no? Suppose that our function is f is equal to f of x, y. Okay? And I want to go, well, we have two slopes here. What are the two slopes? Partial f over partial x and partial f over partial y. The slope with respect to x is the slope with respect to y. Now, I can actually go from I want to transform, I can go from a transformation f to g of f of x to g of u such that u of y, or I can go from f to some function h of x of v, or f to some a combination of what's next, g f g h I j k j k l m n o p, o p na lang, p of u and v. But what's this? Okay, I would define u as partial f over partial x, and I would define v as partial f over partial y. Now, I can actually even pwede gihapon ni siya it can actually have more than one variable. Now, I would only want to go from f of xy, meaning here f of xy, to g of u y. Meaning that I'm changing the x to u, but not the y. Preserve the y. Okay? Or ano na lang, since we are looking at the second, let's do it here. I want to preserve x, but not v. No? Okay? Na para maano nga di mo anyway. To do that, I would need to use this one. What would be my Legendre transformation here? No? So h now would be what? H of x u xv is what? This must be equal to f minus what? Minus yv. Right? Because I'm only changing this one. Okay? So sa ato pa, f must be equal to f of y df over dy. And here, my h would be a function of what? H, and this is v actually, di ba? Okay? Okay, h of a function of v. So sa ato pa, this is my h now. Okay. Naman di suga ba? Okay. Now, let's define, balik ta diri no? Let's define now P as equal to partial L over partial Q dot. This is Pi, Q dot I. What is this? This is the momentum conjugate to Qi. If I'm going to have this one, my H would be what? H now would be equal to, since this is a function of i's, no? I 1 to n. So sa ato pa, this would be the summation. Okay? This would be the summation. By the way, okay, to this one is P of uv is equal to f minus xu minus yv. So the summation is this. Or again, pwede niya siya ibaliktad, no? Because of the absolute, I already show to you that it can be the ano. Okay, so sa ato pa, this is pi. Okay, sorry. Okay. X. What is my x? My x here is what? Kani right? Ang q dot I. Okay, so sa ato pa, pi q dot I minus what? L of, okay, minus L. Diyan lang sa ta. Okay? H is equal to sum of pi minus, q dot I minus L. Wala pa si ma'am? Mabot naman siya. Namoy klase ka ng quantum? Okay, just wait for ma'am Normy to arrive. But anyway, what is this? This is called the Hamilton's. H is now the Hamiltonian function. The Hamiltonian. Okay, H is the Hamiltonian. Okay, now what would be my transformation? Let's do something like this in order to know these equations. Record pa ba? Klaro? Hindi mo klaro ba eh? Okay. H. What would be my H here? As I've said, H is a function of Q dot, and possibly of time. So sa ato pa, what's DH? DH is what? This is partial H over partial Q. This is I, dQi, plus partial H over partial Q. No, this is P. We are now changing, we are now into the P. No, we have already made this transformation here. So this is partial Pi, dPi, plus partial H over partial T, dt. Okay? Now, let's take the total differential there. This equation 2, no? Let's call this equation, okay? Let's take the total differential of that equation. What do we have? dH, okay? D of asterisk, no? So, dH is what? You have, again, I'll take the sum, Pi, dQ dot I, no? Plus the sum of Q dot I, dPi, right? Minus dL. But what's my L? L is actually a function of this. So L here, dL would be what? Partial L over partial Qi, dQi plus partial L over partial Q dot I, dQ dot I, plus partial L over partial T, dt. And plug it this one, plug it here, what do you get? Sum of Pi, dQ dot I. Nana si ma'am? Ay. Ha? Mag? Ano, bilin? Balikan pa rin mo?
Hindi ako bumalik na.
Ako sa manong kadali. Okay, I'll just finish this one. There. So, P dQ dot I plus, asa na ta? Kanino? Plus partial Q dot I. Again, ani say summation diri ha? Okay? Sum Q dot I, dPi, minus summation of partial L over partial Qi dQi minus partial L over partial Q dot I dQ dot I minus partial L over partial T dt. Okay? Right? Now, we have already defined this, right? What is this? This one. Partial L over partial Q dot I. That's actually P. Sa ato pa, P, this is P Q dot I. dQ dot I. This will cancel out here. And what do we have? We have now, okay. We have actually, we have, in terms of we have Q dot dP, this one, asa sunod rin. Q dot dP, this minus partial L over partial Q dot I, dQi, minus partial L over partial T dt. Now, compare this to this equation. What do you get? This one is that. While this one is this. And this is here because we are dQ and dPi are independent. So from that, we actually have this one. We have Q dot I is equal to partial H over partial Pi and this one here and that, no? Partial L over partial Qi equals minus partial L over partial Q nani dot dire? Ano maning na dot? Wala ni dot, no? Wala na siya dot. Okay, partial H, partial Qi. And we have partial L over partial H over partial T equals minus partial L over partial T. This is actually what we call Hamilton's equation of motion. Hamilton's equation of motion. Equation of motion. Now, how many equations are this? We have n i's, right? N degrees of freedom. Sa ito pa, you have n here plus another n dire. So we have actually 2n differential equations. But what's the advantage? Because in the form d over dt, partial L over partial Q dot I minus partial L over partial Qi,